words where you want to start and end. Color your presentation with automatic subtitles and highlighting keywords. Add your brand logo. Add music for an emotional touch. Add your contact info on an animated business card on all your videos. Easily replace green screen with an image or a video loop. Stand out with a web page with your logo, your video at the center, and personalized button for visitors to interact. It's one tap to simultaneously upload your videos on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Always know what to say next with the BIGVU teleprompter.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to another wonderful workshop from BIGVU. Today's topic is all about launching Facebook ads successfully. I'm Robin Levin, your host, and we want to hear from you. So the way to participate is to drop it in the chat. Tell us, where are you tuning in from today? And I am here in sunny, hot Florida. It's still in the 80s, believe it or not. It's December, so I'm going to send hot, warm weather to anybody that's chilly out there. And if we haven't met, my name is Robin Levin. My company is Robin Levin Media, a marketing and PR consulting firm based in Florida, or I like to say wherever there's Wi-Fi and a water view. I'm a remote entrepreneur for sure. And for about 2 decades, we've been helping entrepreneurs and experts like you watching dramatically accelerate growth and brand visibility. And proud to say that our clients have been featured in their dream publications, including Time Magazine, Entrepreneur Magazine, and even on the Today Show. So if you want to learn more about PR and how to use these strategies in your business, we do have a special offer for you, and there'll be a link in the description on YouTube. So back to today's workshop. Again, we are going to be talking all about Facebook ads. And if you are brand new to that, this is the place to be. And I'm sure if you're already using Facebook ads and you want to improve your strategies, we've got the person here for you today. So quick welcome to Randy in Ottawa, Canada, and another Toronto person tuning in. I see London is here, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Radiance by Raytilla. Hello, hello from Brunswick, Georgia. So yes, it's great to see you all here, tuning in from all over the world. How exciting. So with that, we're going to get started. We have about a 45-minute presentation from our wonderful expert today, Jamie Stenton. So welcome, Jamie, and tell us about you and where you are.
Yeah, thanks for the welcome, Robin. Yeah, so Jamie Stenton. I'm from a company called Lilac James. We're based in not so sunny and not so warm Cambridgeshire in the United Kingdom. It's -2 over here. We're having a cold snap, and our company, we specialize in search engine optimization, social media marketing, particularly with a focus on Facebook, and Google advertising. So that's us. We have 3 specialisms because it allows us to get really good at a handful of things rather than being average at many things. There's lots of things you can do, but we keep it to those 3.
Awesome. Well, let's see, there's about, what, 2 billion active users on Facebook. So if the business owner wants to advertise their business, I guess they can't ignore that. And you're going to tell them
Absolutely,
all about how to get started successfully.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, the presentation today, I'll just take you through how you can get started, what you need, some of the marketing fundamentals that you need in place, and the buttons you need to click, what you actually need to do. Now, I won't be taking you actually into the Facebook ads platform but I have on the presentation slides, it will show you everything that you need to do, exactly how you need to get started. So like Robin said, if you're brand new to it and you're looking at getting started, this will really help you to go on your way. And if you have started but you're not seeing great results, then again, we're going to be able to help you here today.
And also, if you're going to be utilizing video, and you sure should be with video advertising, BIGVU is definitely the easiest way to do that. Just create your video from your phone and it's done almost for you. So I just used the AI feature this week, or last week, as a matter of fact. It was the fastest video I ever made. Everything seemed to be seamless. They help you write the script and choose your captions. They just make it so easy. So definitely try out the AI writer, script writer. So back to Facebook and you, Jamie. Let's get started.
Okay, thank you, Bruno. If you can hear me, I'm not sure if you want to put the slides up. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we're going to cover today what you need to know before you get started, how to create the right ad strategy for your business, what budget is the right budget for you, because it's a question that we always get. People sort of like people start their Facebook advertising and they're like, well, what budget do I put in to get me going? Naturally, if we can make our campaigns profitable, we want to scale them. But where do we start? And it's a really important question for people to ask. Audience targeting, who to target with your ads, how you test the audiences, and how you create lots of different audiences. Retargeting, we're going to talk about that. How to create really good looking ads, what you need to do to have ads that are ultimately going to stop people scrolling. Encourage action by crafting great offers, stop the scrolling as discussed, testing ad creatives to maximize success, and how to continually optimize your ads, because it's not just a case of clicking publish and getting your ads live. There is then a process that you've got to go through in order to get the best out of them. So next slide, please, Bruno. There we go. So I've said this is us, Lilac James. These are the three services. I've kind of already covered that bit. So next one again, please, Bruno. Lovely. So here are some of the results that we have got lately. So this is just a couple of the campaigns that we've had going, and these are just Black Friday campaigns, just selected at random, really, about 2 weeks into November. And this is kind of what you want to be looking at with your Facebook ads results. You want to know what good looks like. So you need to have an idea of that. These were the top example there was an e-commerce brand. So they sold a product that goes from anywhere between £60 to about £600. Variety of different products in the catalog, and you can see there in the amount spent aisle that client is spending about £3,000 over the course of about 10 days, and out of it they managed to get £30,000. Now, this is where it's important to really know your numbers, because that is a 10x return on ad spend, ROAS. However, there is a cost of sale as well. So you need to be really mindful of what your profit margins are on the product, because obviously not every pound that is earned in a business goes straight onto the bottom line unless you're working with something like an information product. And then the one on the bottom there, that's actually a Google advertising one. The one in the middle is talking about lead generation, which is something that we'll talk about during this presentation. And there's two ways of that these leads have been acquired. One is on Facebook leads. So that is where Facebook, they don't leave the Facebook platform and they fill out a form that auto populates within the platform itself. And the other one's where we've driven them to the website. And you might be asking yourself, because driving them to the website, the leads seem to cost about twice as much, but the leads are a lot better. The leads are a lot stronger and they're a lot more qualified. So we're going to talk about actually how you realistically look at things. So you're not just chasing vanity metrics of, getting your cost per acquisition or cost per lead, driving it down, because realistically, there's a lot more that you need to think about to know what good looks like. Next slide, please, Bruno. Thank you. And as Robin said, 2.07 billion active daily users. So you hear people say things nowadays, which is like Facebook advertising is dying and TikTok's the next big thing, etc., etc. TikTok may well be the next big thing. It's got about 1 billion users now. I don't know how many of those are active daily. But you'll see from the graph on the right, there's nearly 3 billion people actually registered on Facebook, and 2/3 of them are active every single day. Everybody basically panicked at a certain time, because you're seeing that you're seeing the graph that's sort of curving off at the top. So everyone had a little bit of worry about that. But the reality is today that the majority of people, particularly in Western countries, particularly the economically active people, are on Facebook. And you will be able to find them if you have your marketing fundamentals in place of knowing your target audience. Next slide, please. There we go. So before you can advertise on Facebook, There's certain things that you will need. And when we're talking about Facebook advertising, we're not talking about boosting posts. Normally, we speak to people and they say, well, I do advertise on Facebook. I boost my post, I boost my content. All you're doing with boosted posts is paying Facebook to give you a little bit more reach. So you're just paying it to show it to a few more people, and you're not unlocking the full power and potential of the artificial intelligence that Facebook advertising has and that you can deploy to your advantage. Okay. And so what you need as a minimum is a Facebook business page, not a personal profile, a Facebook business page. You need a Facebook business manager account. You need a Facebook ads manager account. It's the ads manager account where you physically manage everything that you need to do. You need to install the Facebook pixel. And I'm going to talk through all of this in a little bit more detail, step by step. Ideally, you need to set up Conversion API because we will talk about iOS 14 and the difficulties that that's created with tracking. But ideally, it's not necessary. But every campaign that we have ran with Conversion API outperforms ones that don't have Conversion API. You need to set up your event tracking. So you need to be telling Facebook exactly what you want it to record and test and track and optimize for. And you need great creatives, which is where we link in with BIGVU, because that's one way that you can create really good, really compelling video content to test and try with your ads. None of this is difficult. There will be YouTube videos that will take you step by step through the process. And hi there in Nigeria, in the comments section. It's good to have you. And you see below there, so there is that's me on YouTube. We're just launching some content that we're going to start putting out there. You can see 3 of the videos that we've done already. One of them is an interview with a sales expert, how to convert your leads from Facebook, because they do need to be treated slightly differently. So when people are inquiring to your business, it's actually what do you then need to do afterwards in order to get them to convert. 2 big things that your ads will fail without. We're going to cover that content here, and 5 common objections before anybody will buy from you online and how you overcome them with your digital marketing. So please do find me on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be releasing loads of different content over the next year at the rate of about a video a week. So nothing too... So someone's asked here, can I have a business page but not a business manager account? Does that work? No, it doesn't. In short, I'll explain why in the next slides. Bruno, next slide, please. So I will get to that, Jennifer. Okay, so your Facebook business page. This is a business page of one of our clients. So top tips. These were meant to be coming out one at a time, but it's not a problem. Can I still get results with a business page but no followers? Absolutely, Todd. Absolutely. And that's the beauty of Facebook ads, is that you can identify your audience. So think of it like fishing. If anybody goes fishing, you identify the pond that you want to go fish and pull your fish out in, and Facebook ads, puts your ads into the pond for you. You don't need to have followers in order for Facebook ads to work. You need to have followers for your organic content to work, but not for advertising. You can show your ads to whoever you want within certain confines of Facebook, but generally speaking, to whoever you want. So top tips for a Facebook business page. It's like your shop window. This is your digital shop window for Facebook. So it's got to look good. You need to complete it as fully as possible. So, you need reviews on there. You need your opening hours on there, your contact information, your profile image, your banner image. This is your shop window. You don't want, if we're thinking in the traditional sense, you don't want a shop window that's not full, that doesn't look attractive as people are walking by it. That's all this Facebook page is. It's information about your business. It's kind of like a website, but a Facebook specific. The profile image has to be really clear. You can see on my client Out and About there, they've just got it's the N in the middle of Out and About, and it's perfect because it's really clear. You don't want anything cluttered in there. The banner image, that's the big rectangular image at the top, has to be captivating, and it has to be in the right format, right? So just look up online, what format you need that in. Get reviews on the platform, because people will check out your Facebook page before they make a purchase. People stalk you online before they make a purchase quite often, particularly with like what Robin and I do working in marketing. people are going to check us out because they want to check that we're legitimate. They want to check that we're trustworthy and that we know what we're talking about. So you have to have all of this stuff in place to allow people to check you out. And get your buttons right, because if you have a button on there that says call us and yet there's nobody who's going to answer that phone, then it's pointless. If you're going to have a WhatsApp image but you haven't got a business WhatsApp account and it's not connected to your Facebook, or you've got a Facebook Messenger and you don't have an automated message that says thanks for getting in contact, we aim to reply within an hour, or whatever it might be. So look to be responsive, because if you're not, that can do sort of reputational damage to your business. Next slide, please. So this is the Facebook Business Manager. So this isn't actually what it looks like in the platform. I've tried to keep everything on the slides to stop me having to sort of share my screen and go in and out, because we had some problems with the tech last time. But within the Facebook Business Manager is a tool. It allows you to manage all of your Facebook pages, because you might have multiple pages. If you have a business that has lots of different and that's a great question, Leslie. I'm going to come to that in a second. If you have a business that has lots of different branches, you might have lots of different Facebook pages, but for the same business. Similarly, you might have lots of branches to your business, or you might just own lots of different businesses under an umbrella company, and you need to manage them all from one single place. That's what Business Manager does to you. For you. So is there a way to invite someone to your business page that isn't part of your personal friend network? Yes, there is. And you do that with their email address that is linked to their Facebook account. Because I started Facebook before I went into business, that's my Gmail account, and I haven't changed it. So if I was to give anyone my Gmail account, they could find me on Facebook. So this is how you manage your business presence on the Meta platforms. You can schedule posts. You can invite people, because you might want somebody to manage your organic social media posting. If you're a business owner, you might employ somebody to do that. So you're going to need to grant them certain access to your Facebook platform. This is how you control it, all within the Facebook Business Manager. Next slide, please. Okay, then we have the Ads Manager, and that's what we're here to talk about now. It will start to look quite complicated, like what we've got here with, this is one of our clients, and we're going to talk about naming conventions, how you actually name your Facebook ad campaigns, because that's really important. Because when it starts to look all cluttered like this does, where you've got lots of different ad campaigns running down, you need a simple and effective way to see actually what was that campaign, so you can recall it, so you can then go back and maybe duplicate it or relaunch it or whatever you want to do. This is the starting point for running your ads on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, Audience Network, and everything. This is where you create your ads. This is where you optimize it. This is where you manage everything to do with your actual ads. Not the business page, but your actual advertising is all managed here. Okay, next slide, please. And if you want to see like how you actually establish these things, so you have a business page. How do you add to a business manager? I just literally chuck that into YouTube or into Google, and there will be a really simple step-by-step guide. What I'll do, Jennifer, is after this, I will send. So we have this issue with clients all the time who haven't got a business manager, haven't ran any ads before, and we have a simple guide where it's literally like 4 steps. It's really, really simple. So if you just Google how to set up a Facebook Business Manager, there's like a couple of clicky buttons. It's really, really simple. But I'll share our guide with Bruno. And Bruno, after this presentation, who can share my slides with everyone, and he can send this guide out as well. So that will really help you. Next, we have the Meta Pixel. So this is all that there used to be to allow your tracking, right? And how it used to work is, so it's a little bit of code, basically. It's a JavaScript bit of code that you use to track activity on your website. And it's really easy to set up. And again, there is about 1 million videos, instructions. The actual Facebook platform is really simple, so I don't want to clutter all the time here, where I really want to talk about strategy, because that's what's going to assist you more than a how-to of how to install a Facebook Pixel. All it does is when somebody clicks, you can't get your Meta Pixel to work. Okay. there's all sorts of problems with metapixels, and you've just got to essentially go through sometimes a lot of screaming and swearing at the computer monitor in order to get it work. What I would suggest you do, Lolita, is that you get rid of it, start again. You know, in terms of get rid of it, get rid of the code out of your website, and then reinstall that code, and then go through the testing that Facebook. And if in doubt, in the bottom left-hand corner of your Facebook screen, there's a little question mark. Click the question mark, and you can go through to Facebook support, and you can talk to them, and they can troubleshoot it for you. But essentially, all the Pixel allows you to do is a customer clicks on your ad, they go through to your website, your web browser then communicates that to Facebook, so you know that you've got an A to B. And it allows you to optimize, because what you can do with your ads is that you can say to Facebook, I want you to find me people who buy my stuff. That's if you're doing direct sales, of course. So if you're doing direct sales and you're selling washing machines, for example, for people to wash their clothes, washing machines, and you want people to buy that, and you want to go direct to consumer, you don't want any sort of messing around with complicated marketing funnels, you can say, find me people who are out there buying washing machines. Facebook will then, its AI will search its systems, and it will look for the type of people that are actually in shopping mode for washing machines, and it will jump your ads in front of these people. Okay. The difficulty is with Facebook ads is it's also jumping your competitors' ads in front of these people, which is where the strategy becomes a lot more important than actually the clicky buttons and how you work it. So you can see on that diagram there, it has Conversion API. It has another bit called Conversion API. So next slide, please, and I'll explain what Conversion API is. So with iOS 14, Meta couldn't track 80% of Apple users. The tracking became really difficult, really problematic for Facebook, and that made a very sad Mr. Zuckerberg, because it was reducing the performance of his AI and his advertising platform, because it couldn't see what was going on, or it couldn't measure. And as business owners, you know, if we're not getting return on investment for anything that we're putting our money into, we stop. And that's what people were doing. The advertising revenues of Facebook took a hit. So Conversion API and other advanced measures, I'm not going to go into the other advanced measures because this is a beginner's process, but there's a few other things that you can do to help overcome this issue. So essentially what it does is it integrates directly. So if you're using WooCommerce or WordPress or Shopify, Squarespace, any of these other big providers, it gets WooCommerce and your website to both communicate to Facebook. So if somebody makes a sale, it's got two different points of tracking, which can essentially go to Facebook, and then Facebook will go, okay, we've got the same bit of data twice. It does a deduplication. So it takes one of them out and it says, right, we have a sale there. So it's called server-side tracking. It works with your Pixel, your browser. If you can do it, it's more advanced, but it's not horrendously complex. There is simple plugins that you can install on your website to allow it to be done. But give it a go. If you can't do it, don't worry too much about it. You know, don't panic if you can't get it done. It can be frustrating, but if you can do it, get it done because it will help. Next slide, please. Event tracking. Okay, this is where it's difficult because it hasn't come on in a staged process, Bruno. So these were meant to come out one at a time, these pictures. I'm not sure if that's possible to do that unless I just share my screen and get my slides up, because event tracking is how you train Facebook to track the events that you really want it to. So let me just see if I can share my screen. I'm hoping now that this doesn't just crash the whole system. Okay, can everybody see that? Robin, can you see that?
Yes, sounds good. Looks
okay.
good.
That's great. So event tracking is just telling Meta what you need to record, what you want it to record. Okay, so within the top left, there's a little hamburger menu of the ads manager that you click on the hamburger menu and you just click on event manager. It will take you through to a screen like this. So you can see here that our client is having 129,000 views to the website, to several websites, and You can see how many add to carts and purchases and all the rest. Okay, you click on add events up there. That'll open up this window here. Click on this bit from the pixel, and that will take you here to opening the event setup tool. Click on that button, that'll open this. You just populate your website address in there. That will open up a separate window. You will then see your website, and in the top left hand side you're going to see this little icon here, which is going to allow you to either track buttons or track a URL. Okay, the buttons will be mostly, it's not perfect, but mostly will be automatically highlighted, and you can track email subscribers, you could track a contact us form, you can track a buy now button, or whatever button it wants to be, and you just reference that to you just link it to whatever you want, whether it will be you can say every click of that button is a subscription. So why would you want to track a URL then? Well, if somebody makes a purchase from you, the final stage of that buying journey could be a unique URL, which is like a thank you page. They go through to a thank you page. So you can actually say to Facebook, well, instead of tracking a button, I want you to track this thank you page URL. It could be a contact form submission where they go to a unique URL. Or it could just be a part of your website, like a brochure where you've hosted the brochure somewhere on a unique URL. So it's quite simple. Tell Facebook what you want it to do. So you're now ready. Once you've done all of that, you've got your 3 Facebook assets, your business page, your business manager, and your ads manager. You've set up your pixel, maybe your conversion API, depending how tech savvy you are. And you've set up your events. You've told Facebook what you want it to track. So you're ready to build. But what do you want to achieve? And that's what you got to ask. That's the first question. I'm running Facebook ads. What do I want it to do? Now, Facebook gives you 6 campaign objectives: awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, app promotion, and sales. And they pretty much follow down like a marketing funnel. Okay. So your awareness ads are pretty much just going to show to as many people as they can. So if you said, right, I want these ads to show to female parents of children under 5, the awareness campaign is just going to identify all these people within a certain geographic location that you've set, and it's going to show to as many of those people as you can. However, if you selected a traffic campaign, let's say you want to sell baby formula. You want to sell baby formula to parents, female parents of kids under 5, and you select traffic campaign. Well, now it's going to find people in that same audience, but it's going to find people who are in shopping mode and they're actively visiting other websites. So you're not going to get as much reach. You're not going to get as much brand awareness, but it's going to be more targeted. You are, with a traffic campaign, going to drive more people to your website, guaranteed. An engagement campaign is just that. It's how you get people to engage with your brand. It could be that you've got a great bit of video content produced on BIGVU, and you think, I just really want my target market to watch this. If you put it, I think it was Todd who said that, he doesn't have many organic followers, many people liking his page at the moment. Well, actually, if you had a great bit of content, Todd, and you, let's say you're in accountancy and you've got a specific niche in accountancy and you want to target people, your target group, and you've got a really good bit of content that you've produced on the BIGVU platform, you can say to Facebook, find me people within this audience that are going to watch that video, please. And it will go out and it will do it. Leads is how you generate your leads, your inquiries. There's a couple of ways that you can do it. The 2 main ways: you drive people to a contact form on your page where they can leave their details and submit themselves. And the second one is Facebook opens up a form itself. There's pros and cons to that. Generally, if people are willing to go through the effort of going to your website and filling in their details and submitting themselves on your site, they're generally a little bit more committed. When people open the Facebook form, it's so easy for them. Everything auto-populates and they just click a couple of slides and it's submit. Those leads, in our experience, are less qualified, which is why one of the videos on our YouTube is about how you convert those people, because they need to be treated differently because they're not as advanced along that buying journey. Okay, so this is just some of the things for you to consider. Are they problem aware? Are they solution aware? Or are you just wanting them to make them aware of you, your company? So if you're a plumber, everybody knows what plumbers do. Everybody knows why they would need a plumber to fix a leak in their house. But you might just want to make them aware of your company, right? But if you are a nutritionist, people might not be problem aware. And they might not also be solution aware, because you might be a nutritionist, a specialist nutritionist for people with diabetic symptoms or who are pre-diabetic. And your specialism is coaching those people back to health with good food management, as an example. So you might want to run ads that actually make people aware. If you're pre-diabetic, so you might want to target people of a certain age, maybe with a certain interest, certain lifestyle. And you might want to make them aware that actually some of these symptoms that they're suffering could be because they're pre-diabetic. Visit my website and find out more information. So you need to think about what stage people are at. So you want to be addressing well-researched issues. So what are the real issues that your target market are suffering? You can retarget to maintain interest. So we're going to talk about how you create audiences. So, when you go onto a website and then Facebook ads immediately from that website start hitting you, you're just being retargeted. And I'll talk about how you can do that.
So Jamie, here, what you're talking about is really
Yeah.
choosing your objective for your ad and deciding which one fits into that funnel. So you're not necessarily saying you're going to do all of these. It's think about your objective and your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So right down the bottom end of the funnel, for example, Robin, is sales. And this is a fantastic tool. If you're like an e-com brand, if you've got a product that you sell, sales ads can be so powerful. But all Facebook is doing is going to be looking for people who are in the active shopping mode for what you do. So we're running ads at the moment for the UK's biggest telescope astronomy supplier, and we're running ads, and these ads are time limited. We've got some postal strikes over here right now, so people need to order by a certain date if they want to get the product by Christmas. So all of that information is there, which adds a little bit of genuine urgency to the purchase. And Facebook its AI will work really hard to find people who are actively searching and researching and looking to buy that product. Before people buy stuff nowadays, particularly if it's over like £50, $50 sort of thing, people are going to be doing lots of research. It's not such a throwaway purchase. People do a little bit of research and they look at reviews. And when people are in that mode, Facebook can then find them and throw your product out in front of them. Now, if you've got good ads, people are going to click on those ads. And like we have on the right-hand side there, if you've done your homework and you understand what's stopping people, and you have a good deal, a good offer, and a really good-looking ad, then people are going to buy. You're going to tip people into purchasing. So your ads will fail, probably, unless you have a captivating offer, something that is going to stop them scrolling and ultimately get them to click. Because people aren't on Facebook to see your ads. You've got to remember that people aren't using Facebook to see your ads. Nobody cares about your ads. Your ads are jumping in the way when people are trying to watch funny videos of cats falling off sofas and whatever it is people do. They're not there for you. You're jumping in front of them. So you need something captivating to stop the scroll. That could be a discount. If the discount's time limited, like Black Friday, that's why it works so well. If it's time limited, people are more likely to go for it. But make your offers genuine. If they're not genuine, you can lose some credibility there. You can value stack. So you can talk about, we're going to give you this for this price, and then you will also get these X, Y, and Z as well. So you can stack your value, make it really clear. Be clear about what they're getting. If somebody clicks on that ad, even if you're just saying leave your details here and we'll get in contact with you, well, how are you going to get in contact? And we've worked through this with a franchising business client that we have, where you just be really clear. When you leave your details and you submit this form, you're going to get an automated email from my company. Keep an eye out for that email. It might land in your junk, and we're going to offer you a free one-to-one consultation where we can discuss about taking this opportunity further. Be really clear about what they're getting. Be clear about what you want them to do and why, like I just articulated. And the language, speak to their pain points. What do they really care about? Speak to their pain points. Talk about outcomes, not features. So what outcome does your product deliver? Going back to the nutritionist example, it was fresh in my head because we had a lady that reached out. She was a nutritionist. We didn't go on to work with her, but I was giving her some sort of business advice, just helping her out because she was just starting out. And she didn't know about what outcomes she would deliver. She was just like, well, I've got a master's degree in nutrition and nutritional science. And I was like, people don't care. Like, people don't care about that. People care about what outcomes you're going to deliver for them. Not so much even how you do it. That comes second. How you do it comes second. What are you going to deliver? What's the outcome? What's the lifestyle benefit? So what's the life outcome? Don't bore them with industry language if they don't use it. Use the language your customer uses. So this is what we have to work through with, for example, our astronomy client. We don't want to be using technical speak unless the customers. So that might work for the advanced telescopes, because by the time somebody's spending a few £1,000s on, really advanced telescopes, they're already really into it. They're already really technical and they understand the language. Beginner telescopes, people just want to look at the moon in nice, crisp detail. They're not after that really technical language. The second thing your ad will fail without a good sales process. If you landing page, I've written there, bad grammar on my part. If your landing page or sales process is poor, ads can't save you. So sales pay the bills. Getting your invoices paid is what makes a business run. So if we had an issue with a client on one time where we were driving inquiries to their website, but then when the person picked up the phone to answer the sales call, they would just go, hello. There was no professionalism. They were trying to sell a £40,000 product. It's not going to work. The sales process was poor, so they weren't converting any of the leads that we really grafted to provide for them. Okay, so you have to have a good sales process. And the other thing that we find is people aren't responding quickly when leads are coming through. And if they're not, so think of it like a boiling pot. You do all this marketing, you do all this work, somebody makes an inquiry, and then it starts to simmer. Once they've taken that action, they're already boiling up. You need to get in there while they're still warm. You can't wait for it to cool off. If you wait a week, you might as well not bother. So think of this. This is a really good one. When I want a good example of good language and talking about outcomes, I always look for Apple, because they do it fantastically. So here they got peace of mind when you're off the grid. Okay. So if you don't have mobile service or Wi-Fi, iPhone lets you text emergency services over satellite. So they didn't lead with that. They didn't say anything about the technology that's enabled them to do that. They didn't say anything about that. They've just led with peace of mind when you're off the grid. That speaks to me because I do a lot of hiking, been doing a little wild camping a few months ago. And that was something that was going through my mind. There's no signal where we are. If something happens when we're walking around in the dark at night, I had no peace of mind. So when I saw that, I thought that is just fantastic, fantastic sales copy. So when you're ready to build your ads, click on that button within the ads manager. It's as simple as that, and that will open up this screen. Then you select which campaign type you want. In this example, we're going to go for leads. That will open up this screen here. So there's three real main modes that you need your levels of your ad campaign that you need to be aware of. The first one is your campaign level. Second one is your ad set level, and the second one is your ad level. And I'll explain exactly what those are. Campaign level is where you will name your campaign. You will select if it's a special ad category. That's for things like if you're doing an employment ad, Facebook want to be sure that you're not discriminating against anybody based on any sort of personal characteristics. So there's a lot of restrictions around employment ads. It's the same for housing, politics, social issues. Generally speaking, you shouldn't be affected by that too much. The main thing that you're going to have to be aware of is this bit here, which is campaign budget it used to be called campaign budget optimization. It's now called Advantage Campaign Budget Plus. What that will do, if you click it, is if you set these ads up well, you will have several ad sets and you'll have lots of different variations of ads. And by clicking this budget, this Advantage Campaign Budget toggle, That will make sure that your budget filters into the ads which are performing the best. The AI will work out this ad with this picture and this copy is working better than all of the others. Therefore, let's put more budget into that and restrict the budget on the others. So really, really clever, really clever bit of software. So this is how your campaign could look as an example. So you've got your campaign level, which is where you'll set your brand awareness, traffic, or sales, whatever you can only have one, to be clear, but that's where you set your campaign level. Your ad set level, the main difference at ad set level is audience. This is where you can target different audiences. And under each ad set, you can have different ads. So as an example, I was talking about that buggy supplier that is a client of ours. And what we could do for this client, we do many things for this client, but what we could do as an example is audience one, we could decide we want to target parents of children under 1, and we want to use imagery targeting those parents of the buggies that are being used with car seat compatible buggies, with carry cot compatible buggies, because it's more relevant to parents of children under 1. Ad set 2 could be children from 1 to 5, and we could be looking at using imagery and copy, which is more about older kids, about how you can use these buggies until they're about 5 years old. Because when you go to Disney, no one wants a kid walking around with tired legs, getting exhausted and getting in a strop when they should be having the time of their lives, right? So you can target it differently. So you could have in ad set 1 parents under 1, and ad set 2 parents 1 to 5. Ad set 3 could be a retargeting audience. So you could say, Facebook, anybody who has visited my website in the last 90 days, I want you to remind them of us by showing them further ads. And that way you target a cold audience, and then when people visit and they're interested, you can retarget the warm audience. So that's what you can do. Audience targeting, then, how do you do it? You can target based on people's interests, people's behaviors, demographics, locations. Generally speaking, you want an audience size of about 100,000 to 5 million, and you want to find your sweet spot. Really, if you're going for less than 100,000, the AI is going to struggle to generate the data that it needs. And if you speak to like a Facebook support, they'll say you need to increase your audience size. They'll always say that. You can go perfectly reasonably beyond 5 million. You can do that. Facebook, good Facebook advertising. The more you do this, it's all going to be about testing, learning what works, test. Learn your lessons and move. So then think about your target avatar. How old are they? What sex are they? What do they like? What things are they interested in? What magazines do they read? What TV programs do they watch? And where do they live? Because Facebook can be really specific. You can really geo-target your locations. And you have to be careful with the geo-targeting. So if you think of like a window cleaner in London. Now, London's a really big commuter city. So people travel in and out for work. So if I was a window cleaner looking at residential properties, I would want to target people who live in London. But if I was a window cleaner that targeted commercial buildings, skyscrapers, and that's the type of contract that I was after, I don't want to target people who live in London. I want to target people who travel in and out of London. And you can be that specific within Facebook advertising. So you do need to be you really need to consider.
Jamie, a quick question here. Can we target 2 different locations?
Yes, but only, well, I suppose there's a couple of ways you can do it. So you can target lots of different locations within one ad. So you can say, if we're saying about the UK, you could say, I want to target people who live in London. I just want to target the main cities in the UK. That's it. So I want to target people who live in London, Manchester, Birmingham, Brighton, Bristol, etc. Or, you might have 2 office locations or many office locations, but you only service people within 30 miles of your office locations. So you can just literally drop a pin on a map at your office location and put in this little box +30. It's really easy to do. Hit enter and it will draw a circle around your office, and you can just target people who live in there. So you can do that, or you might want to have an ad which talks specifically to people who are in London. So all your copy and your imagery is all about London. And then you might have another ad set which targets people specifically in Manchester. And you have lots of different ad copy that targets that. So that will make sure that the London ads go to the London people and the Manchester ads go to the Manchester people. So if you want to really separate it out like that, you're going to need 2 ad sets. But you can also do it with 1 ad, but it just depends on exactly what you want to achieve.
Good.
So, custom audiences. This custom audiences is about where you build an audience based on some data that is either owned by Facebook or owned by you. So you can retarget your existing website visitors. You can do that up to 180 days. So roughly 6 months, you can retarget people. So anybody who's visited your website within 6 months, you can retarget. But again, it comes down to really knowing your target market, because if generally the consideration phase for your client is a month, by the time somebody starts considering, like that plumber example, right? Nobody's waiting 6 months to fix a leak. Okay, so you only want to be retargeting people maybe over 7 days. Depends how bad the leak is, obviously. But just as an example, you really need to understand. So we know with this buggy supplier, for example, that we have done some successful work for, that generally speaking, 3 months. You're talking 3 months. If it's going up beyond 3 months, people will have bought a new buggy by that point. If they got a buggy that's broken, they're not going to put up with that for very long. So we set it to a maximum of 3 months. And we actually have 2 different retargeting audiences, one for a month, one for 3 months. You can also target people who've gone to certain web pages, and you can get really granular here. So you could target it, but this depends on web traffic. Generally, you'll need at least 1,000 people coming to your website or a particular web page in order to then start effectively retargeting those people. Again, it comes down to audience size numbers, but you might want to target people who have visited the basket in your e-com store, but haven't visited the checkout page. So this is how you target people who have abandoned their basket, if you've got enough of that type of work. Again, you might be a lawyer and you might have 2 divisions. You might have a family law part and you might have a criminal law part. 2 different types of people who need work doing for them. People who are into the criminal part generally aren't going to be interested in the family lawyer content. So you might want to only do the retargeting family content for people who visited the family page and criminal content for the people who visited the criminality page. Customer lists. If anybody has a customer list, like email subscribers or people who have previously purchased your products and you legitimately, lawfully have their email address, you can upload that into the Facebook platform and you can say to Facebook, show these ads to these people. You can also target people who engaged with your brand on the Meta platform, people who like and follow you, people who've watched a certain video, people who've opened a form. There's all sorts of different ways to build these custom audiences, and they can be really, really powerful.
Okay, a question from Todd. Here's a question from Todd.
Yeah.
Can you target a demographic based on level of wealth, net worth? For example, white collar executives. Great question.
Complicated answer to that. So you have to dive into the Facebook platform. They're always changing their targeting options is one. So, I'm always getting notifications saying your targeting options have changed and you have to go into the ads and you have to recreate them. In America, where's Todd from? Where you from, Todd? Shout out to me, Robin, because I can't see the screen.
Oh, I don't see where he's from. Todd, if you want to comment where you're from.
So in the States, you can target based on people's affluence. Yes, you can. In the United Kingdom, you can't. So it depends on what information Facebook is able to get from people from where they live. So how we get around it in the UK is we look at, people of a certain wealth. What are those people also going to be interested in? So it could be that they live. He is the United States. So yes, Todd, you can. You can. I don't know how successful that is, but yes, you can. But you also should look at what those people are interested in. So if you want to target wealthy people, or people within a certain wealth demographic, those people are likely to have some sorts of interest in maybe designer goods, It might be fine wine. It might be, just have a think. It might be theatre. It might be Broadway. It might, these sorts of things. It might be fine dining. Generally people of a certain affluence are going to have certain interests, and so this is how we get around it. And this we've done this quite successfully. We were selling wine cabinets, but like bespoke, custom made wine cabinets that cost many thousands of pounds, and that's how we got around it. That was a London-based campaign. So then you have lookalike audiences, and you can ask Facebook to find people who are similar to your custom audiences. So if you have lots of people who are visiting your sales thank you page, you're lucky enough that you're making thousands of sales every single month, you can upload the list of your customers into Facebook, and you can say to Facebook, find me people who are similar to them. Find me people who look alike them. And you do that based on 1%, 2%, 3%, and it goes right up to 10%. But what does that mean? So in the UK, there are 45 million Facebook users. And let's say Facebook wants to find somebody who looks like me, and I ask it to do that on a 1% basis. All that means is it's going to look at the thousands of data points, scary actually, the thousands of data points that it's got on me, and it's going to look at the billions of data points it's got on everybody that is in the UK, and it's going to find 1% of those 45 million people who are most similar to me. It can take a few days for it to do those calculations, but it will find, if on 1%, 45 million, it's going to find 450,000 people who are most like me in the UK, who most have my online behavior, demographics, etc. That can be really, really powerful. If you've got a consistent type of person that is buying your product or engaging, and you have those customer lists, upload it into the Facebook and just try a lookalike audience and test it against other types of audiences, see what works best. So this is the anatomy of a Facebook ad. This bit at the top here, this is what we call the hook copy. And this is the most important bit of your copy. This is like the headline of a newspaper article. It's the headline that captures people. It doesn't matter how good the article is, because if people don't read it, who cares? So you need a good captivating hook at the top. I always think about it like Miss Bo Peep with the hook, who yanks somebody out from what they're doing, gets them around the neck and takes them off. People are scrolling, they're on the toilet, they're scrolling, and they need something to make them stop, look at your ad and consider it. Right. So this went for a free concrete base and 5 years interest-free finance and all garden buildings when purchased directly. And it's got this lovely creative that's a video that shows all these lovely, beautiful, stunning garden rooms in English country garden settings. And it's a scroll stopper. Okay. Then you've got your main body of your copy. Then you've got your creative, and you're going to want lots of different creatives to test. You're going to want videos, you're going to want still images, you're going to want products just on a white background, a nice plain white background, because some people just want to see the products, and you're going to want other sort of lifestyle products of the product being used. And then down the bottom here, you've got your headline and your call to action, the button. You can change what this says. On this case, this is a lead form ad. This just said get offer. Special offer for July only. So this is, it's time limited. It's like you've got till the end of July to claim this interest-free finance deal. After that, it's gone. And it's a motivator for people. So other tips. Within the ads section, you can write up to five variations of copy. Use them all. So that's 5 different hooks, 5 different copies, and you can, like BIGVU have got AI, you can use AI to produce a lot of this for you. AI will rewrite stuff really well. So if you produce that first copy variation, the AI will use different stuff. Will reproduce it several times for you.
Okay, on video, a quick question here.
Yep.
What about the length of the video? Can you talk about that, and also the size? Like vertical, square, vertical, horizontal, square, and the length.
Yeah.
If there's some parameters.
So length of video, test it. We ran a campaign where it was all offering the same thing, which was a free membership sign up for a cybercrime client. They had 4 different videos. So they had a long version that was 2 minutes long, and then they had 3 different 30-second versions on top of that, and then they had a 10-second version after that. And we tested it, and it was a 30-second one that won out for that client. We have another client who uses lots of different, this is a franchising business. They use lots of different video creatives. Generally, they're all under 30 seconds long, but not all of them. Some of them are 2, 3, 4 minutes. You don't want anything that's really, really long. This is an ad, although I have seen it work. I have seen real long format content work, like an hour-long video working as an advertising lead generator. Generally, you want something short, sharp, snappy, 30 seconds to 2 minutes long. That's it. But you've got to test, and this is the real thing that I really need to get across. You need lots of different ad variations, and you need to test lots of different creatives. For the franchise business, they had all these. I was going to show. I don't think I can show it, but they have all these like brilliantly professionally created video. They got a full-time content creator, and he does some great videos for them, some really sharp videos. But until recently, one of the videos that performed best was shot vertical on a mobile phone, and it's the silliest little 6-second clip. And so it's a football franchising business, and it essentially has one of their head coaches, and he takes a penalty against a teenager who's on this big inflatable goal. He does this little spin where he causes the guy to dive before he actually takes the shot. He scores the goal, and about 30 kids all go absolutely crazy, and they're all screaming and shouting and celebrating. And it's a lovely video. It's a really, really nice video. But as a lead generator, all it needs to do is stop the scroll, get them to read. That's it. You can communicate information in a video, of course you can, but really it's just get them to stop the scroll. So in terms of format,
with AI, I just wanted to remind the viewers with AI and BIGVU, test. It's so easy to test it. You give the script 10 words and it'll come up with the rest of your ad for you, for example. So definitely check it out. And there is a free trial, a 7-day free trial for BIGVU. If you're not a user, definitely check that out too. It is a link in the description. So yes, back to the format. I know we're coming up to the hour, so we're going to have to
right. Let me rattle through then. So in terms of format, you can go with square. The Facebook platform will reformat it for you. So if you have a square bit of footage, it will reformat into vertical, horizontal, and all these other different formats. The thing that you need to bear in mind is where it crops it. If you have subtitles along the bottom, you can lose some of your words. But you'll have seen videos that are shot in the horizontal and you're looking at them in the vertical. And all it does now is it puts a little version of the screen and then it sort of does some blurred bits at the top and the bottom. So I wouldn't worry too much about format. Go for square if you want to, because the Facebook feed's where you're going to get the most of your bang for buck, if you like, is where you're going to make the most of your engagement and get the most reach. So yeah, go for square. But again, Google it and you'll find the exact dimensions. But get into the system and start having a play with it, because it can do some. It can work wonders with different content.
All right. Well, we have about 2 minutes left, Jamie. So.
All right. So finally, all I'll say is campaign optimization. Once your ads are live, don't sit back. So don't sit back and relax. Performance will generally deteriorate if you just sit back and let campaigns run for months on end. Facebook likes fresh content, but your ads need enough time to learn. So once you launch them, try and leave them alone for at least a week until it can get out of this learning phase. Try not to make large changes because you'll push Facebook back into the learning phase. Testing is key. So test different hooks, features, benefits, images, videos, audiences, and more. You need to continually invest in this to learn what makes the best. You've got to get that tracking right. Take a holistic view of ad performance and avoid those vanity metrics. So when you're generating leads, think about actually what's your conversion rate on the other end. Leads are worthless if you're not converting them to sales. So link in with your sales team, establish what their common objections are, and try and improve your ads based on the objections that you're getting. Once you're confident of return on investment and return on ad spend, then you can scale. But don't expect performance will necessarily be the same with increased budget. If you double your budget, it doesn't necessarily mean double results. It could be even more than double. It could be slightly less. So you just need to find that budget sweet spot. And
you need to
I know I
find
rattled through
Jamie.
that last bit.
I was going to say, you need to find Jamie. So that's why we bring in the experts. And Jamie, thank you so much for a fabulous presentation. I know the viewers are getting a lot out of this. Great information. So do tell us how can they find you? How can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my business is Lilac James, www.lilacjames.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. I would love as many of you as possible to reach out to me and connect with me on LinkedIn. It's Jamie Stenton. That's my email address there, jamie@lilacjames.com. And check out my YouTube channel. We only just launched it properly a couple of weeks ago with some content. So we're going to be releasing content. We just shot one this morning. You'll see on my LinkedIn that my son, I was trying to shoot a bit of content before the school run, and he was jumping in there, being an idiot, like little boys will do who are 9. So today's video was all about link building for SEO, some free and simple ways that you can build links back to your business that will get you some traffic and increase your search engine ranking results. There's loads of videos on there on Facebook, and we've got lots of really good content planned. So get over there and check us out.
Okay. And again, BIGVU has a 7-day free trial. If you're not a user, definitely check that out. There's lots of ways to get your story out there. If you want to learn more on the PR front, I have a virtual bootcamp that is 3 hours video and lots of slides, about 100 slides, explaining the whole process step by step. If that's of interest, check out the link. You'll also get a 20% off for that. There it is in the chat. So there's the BIGVU trial as well. Thank you all for watching. It's you that makes it the difference. So that's what we're here for, is to educate you and give as many tips and techniques and experts that we can bring to you so that you succeed in your business. Thank you again, Jamie. And bye for now. Definitely sign up for the next workshop. Take care now.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, I'm Robin Levin, founder of Robin Levin Media, a strategic marketing and PR consulting firm based in Florida. For over 20 years, we've been helping our clients dramatically grow their brand, getting them featured in their dream publications, like this client, Penske Trust Company. If you want to level up your leads, maybe take a look at live selling and use video like BIGVU, give us a call. Happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.